The first thing you need to get a job is skill. And for everyone that is in this call, in this program today, you all have one or more skills. And this is the criteria, because we're looking at a 3-month incubation section, not for you to get skill, but for you to get a job, a very good paying job. So it's a skill. And then the next thing which you need is you need a portfolio. I was consulting with 1, 2, 3 students around last month. And then while speaking to him, he told me, Emmanuel, I'm not ready to get a job yet because I'm still learning. I just smiled. And I said, you will never stop learning. You will never feel that urge, that satisfaction to go out there to get a job, because you will still be learning. Few months after now, I will clock 3 years in my marketing career, yet I'm still learning. Yes, I'm very paid, one of highly paid in the country currently, because I don't work in Nigerian companies anymore. I work with international companies, but then I'm still learning. I have tons of value to offer any company I am with today, but then I'm still learning. So I want you to debunk that, okay, you need to learn enough or gather a lot of skill before you can apply. No. With the head knowledge you have, with the little things you can do, you can position yourself, sell yourself in order for you to get a job. So I need you to get to that understanding that it is time to get a job, okay? So that being said, the next thing which you need after that realization is a portfolio. A portfolio is simply a collection of your work. We have a developer right now. I think around the classes are developers, marketers, and then product designers. Now, what you need, it's not something bogus. You understand? You just need 2 to 4 of different work combined together in one place, and that will make your portfolio. To get an entry-level role, it's just that simple. So you are a product designer, and okay, let me ask, I think, let me see, you said you're a product designer. Have you done any design work previously? Let's hear from you. Okay, I can hear. So have you done any design work previously? Let me see if you can hear. Do you have?
Yes, sir.
Okay. How many works have you done so far?
Okay, is it
that relates to design, UI, UX specifically? So how many have you done?
Personal portfolio projects or paid projects?
Okay, on paid and paid altogether. Can you give an estimate?
I'm sorry, I didn't get that. Like, my network is
okay.
Okay, more than, should I say, up to 10.
Thanks, that is enough to get a job. I do tell people that you do not need lots of projects to get a job. You just need one single very good project, and that's all. Yeah, you're coding, you know React, just build a simple website using React, and then you'll be amazed in how the world will open to you. Let me say this. When preparation meets opportunity, the impossible becomes possible. And this is the saying, and this is why I do tell people. I think we are going out of time. So let's go to this. So after getting a portfolio, what's the next thing you need? You need to create a resume. Now, I want to give all of you assignments. I want you to collate all your work together in one place if you haven't done this. All your works collated to one place. I can see Muyiwa sharing is by Beyonce link, and then also Olumide, awesome. So collect all your work in one place. This is the first thing. So once you have this, we'll be moving next week about talking about resume, on how to make a killer resume. And then I will talk briefly into this. One major reason I find out why companies don't reach out to most people is because their resume is not good enough. Your resume is not good enough. It doesn't communicate how magnificent, it doesn't communicate your skill and everything. So you need to ask yourself, am I really doing the right thing? I think around this time last year, I interviewed Rushita, who is currently the lead recruiter for Microsoft India. And then she was speaking about how to create an irresistible resume. And one thing I would love to point out is, I want you to know that your resume is your sales document. So you need to ask yourself, look at your resume as a recruiter, and then ask yourself, if I am the employer right now, and I'm looking at this resume called mine, am I going to call the person up for an interview? Does the resume communicate what he or she or what I am doing? So you can send this to a friend who, just like, let's say a random friend who doesn't know you are a product designer or a programmer. Then you ask the person, like, will you call me up if you have a programming job? It's as simple as that if you're a developer. Now, your resume is your sales document. You are not there in that stand during your job application submission to speak to the employer about why you are the best choice for that role. So the document representing you in that scenario is called your resume. In Nigeria, it is called your CV. In the US, in Canada, and all over, it's called resume. And also, one other thing I've seen out there while reviewing hundreds of thousands of resumes over the last 2 years is that entry-level resumes are more than one page. Let me say this. Employers know that you do not have all the skill required. They do not expect you to have managed people, to have done bogus projects with hundreds of thousands of dollars, to have programmed a website that is used by hundreds of thousands of users. Hope you understand. So what they're expecting is just a very simple, a one-page resume. So let your resume be one page. And then I'll move on to the next. So if you have more than one page resume, I want you to reduce it to a one page. So next week, we'll be talking about how to create a resume. And then we'll be having an extensive 30-minute section. Ronke is going to communicate that to you very soon. Okay, and then after having a resume, the next thing you need to go out there and then apply for jobs you are qualified for. I told you apply for 200 jobs. And the problem was I applied for every jobs I saw on the internet. And this really drained me because job search is draining, it's exhausting. It's a full-time job on its own. So until you realize this, there is no going back. So now in your job application, you only apply for jobs you are qualified for. If you are an entry level with no experience, do not apply for managerial role, do not apply for mid-level role, do not apply for 0 to 2 years of experience and ensure you take all the boxes. What I do advise, I took a survey around last year among hiring managers and recruiters in fan companies and startups, and I had about 300 people respond, and 70% said, ensure you hit at least 70% of the minimum qualifications for every job before applying. It's as simple as that. So after a job application, the next thing is interview. I don't know how many people have gotten to an interview, but then you need to prepare for an interview. You need to understand what problem the company is facing. You need to understand what is the company values. You need to understand what they are recruiting you to that role for, and then you need to understand how to sell yourself. Because when you understand all this, that is when you can position yourself as a solution. Companies are hiring you because they want solution to their problem. We'll be talking extensively on this in few weeks time and gradual process. And then the last thing you need to do is for you to go get a job and sign the offer. Let me say this, for every job you get, ensure you ask for contracts. Do not start working, do not do anything except there is a contract between you and the employer, because that is your legal document. If you are being sued, that is where that it is through that document that the employer will sue you. If you are suing the employer, it's through that document. So if there's no legal document, this is what happened. I had various complaints recently from people who did not sign contract, and one thing is they got fired. You just wake up in the morning and then you just see that you are off the communication group, you're fired and all. So ensure there is a legal document, okay? And with this, I would love to round up by saying you need to take your job search very serious as a full-time job. In the process of job search, you spend less in doing work and you spend more in applying for job. And I hope we're going to work through this amazing journey together. So I'll be taking 1-2 questions. Ensure your question is straight to the point and in 1 minute. Okay. So do you have any